Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today we are going to be personalizing or customizing one of these beer can glass. So we are actually going to be using our Cricut Joy today. I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to show you can actually create these, and they're the perfect size to use your Cricut Joy. So I'm doing two different colors today. I've got pink, these are Starcraft, and then I have gold here. I do believe this is Starcraft as well. Yes, they are both Starcraft, so I've got gold and pink, and we're doing this really cute heart pattern. And then I'm going to be using my Cricut Joy mat here. This is the longer blue one because I'm not using Smart Materials. Now, if you were using Cricut Smart Materials, you would not need a mat for this. I've got my beer can glass, of course, and then I have these tops and the straw. I have a link to all of these down below. I purchased these glasses kind of in a bundle, and then you can get these from an Etsy seller. Like I said, I have links below. Now, currently, while I'm making this video, I know she was sold out, but just continue to check back. And like I said, there's other places, but just to give you an idea. So I've got those, and then I've got a squeegee tool as well as my weeding tool. So let's go ahead and dive in. Before we do, one more thing I almost forgot. We do need some transfer tape. So I've got that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and hop on over to Cricut Design Space. All right, so now that we're over here in Cricut Design Space, this is the file that I'm using today. This is one of our awesome SVGs. So you can go over to our Plus membership because that's where this one's from. It's only 1 Plus credit. I'll have it linked down below for you. But if you want to find all of our files that are only 1 Plus credit, you can simply type in beer can glass, and you guys are going to see tons of those pop up. So this is just one of them. And what's really cool is they're already sized out for you. So you do not need to change the size at all. You can see it's 9.5. You can always take a measure tool, tape measure, and measure your glass just to be sure. And then our height is 3.9. So it's perfectly going to fit on our glass. So all you simply have to do, all you can see is here, you have 2 layers. So it's a super easy, super beginner friendly Cricut project. Like I said, upload your file, bring it in, you have 2 layers. Now, if you want to change these so you can visually see, you can click on those layers and then come over here. So for example, here is my black layer. I can click on my black square, and then I can click on, what looks like a gold color. So I can have that there. Same thing if I wanted to change the pink, I could do so, just so I could visually see what it looks like. Once you're ready to go, all you're simply going to do is click on Make It, and we are ready. So I've already got it set to my Cricut Joy, and then I'm going to tell it we're cutting on the mat because I'm not using the Smart Materials. I'm going to hit Continue, and then from here, we're going to see that we're going to simply be able to cut these. I just need to make sure they're 4 inches by 10 inches is what I'm going to do. And then this pink layer here is 4 inches, almost by 10. So I'm just going to do both of them 4 by 10. So we're going to do our gold layer first. I'm going to hit Continue. And then from here, it's going to load my Cricut Joy. And then we're going to be able to select our materials. Now, for me, I always just choose premium vinyl, and it works absolutely perfect. So I'm going to go to Browse All Materials, and then we're going to start to type out vinyl, V-I-N, enter, and then I'll go down to where it says premium vinyl. From here, I'm going to hit Done, and we're ready to go. Now, if you are using Smart Materials, you can simply select the Smart Vinyl. All right, so let me go ahead and drop our camera back down so we can make it. All right, so now we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get my paper trimmer here and trim this down. You could definitely use a pair of scissors. So what's really cool about these sheets here from Starcraft, I believe Cricut does it as well as Caesar. They have their lines, so you can just count. Each one of these is 1 inch. So you can just count over 10 and then cut it with a pair of scissors to get that nice straight edge. So just in case you guys did not know what those are for or didn't realize. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these down to that 4 inches. If I can get it to lay down flat, get that out of our way there. And then I'm going to do the 4 inches here. So you want to start with your smaller before you cut it. So you don't want to go all the way to 10 inches. Do the 4 inches here, cut it. And then we're just simply going to rotate it, and then I'll trim it at the 10. I could definitely just leave the 12 inches and load the entire thing. So there is our gold layer. Set it out of the way, and we'll trim down the next. I'm going to do the same thing, get that 4 inches here, trim, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it at that 10 inches. There we go. Perfect. Get this out of our way. All right, so we're cutting that gold layer first. So we are going to load this on here just like so. All right. There we go. And now we're ready to load. So with a Cricut Joy, I don't need to, there's no buttons. Once you get it to the wheels, it's going to start loading it for you. Once it goes all the way through, whether you're using your laptop, desktop, iPad, or phone, you're just going to simply hit the go button on the screen. Once it gets to this point here, you should see a go button. So we're going to hit go. And then now it's going to go ahead and bring it through and cut it out for us. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward through this really quickly so I can cut out the gold layer, and then we will get ready to cut the pink one. All right, so as you can see, it's done here. So from your screen, you're just going to hit an unload button, and then it's going to pop it out. So you guys can see how it's cut everything here. We're just simply going to flip our mat over and peel. This is going to prevent it from, kind of curling up on us. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to load my next piece. Now, one thing that I've realized that I've actually done wrong is I should have cut this 4.5. I forget these mats are 4.5 and not 4. So I should have cut it 4.5 inches instead of the 4. So I'm going to go ahead and load this here. And then I'm going to go ahead and choose my materials again. I know you guys can't see this part, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, and then I'm going to load the next one. Now, I could have selected over on Cricut Design Space, telling it that I was using the same material, so it didn't ask it again, but I totally forgot. All right, so we're going to let that load, and then we're going to hit go. All right, so I think it's ready. So on my screen, once again, I'm just hitting go, and it's going to load that for us. So while that's cutting out, I'm going to go ahead and start to weed out this layer here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a corner here and start to weed. So you guys can see how fun this is. It's so cute. And it reminds me of like a cheetah print. And like I said, we have tons of these to choose from if you guys are a Plus member. So definitely check them out. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that gold. I just think that gold accent there is just going to kind of help it pop. This would be really cool to do with some holographic or some glitter adhesive vinyl would have been really nice as well. So, but like I said, I just wanted to do this. It also would have been really pretty to stick with the black adhesive vinyl as well. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward this really quick so we can finish cutting it out. All right, so as you can see, once again, we're done. So I'm just hitting the unload on my screen, and now we're going to unload this layer right here. Once again, both of these are Starcraft permanent. They are absolutely gorgeous. So now what we're going to do is we're going to weed this layer. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of our way here, and then we're going to weed this one. This is our first layer. So you would want to put down these hearts first, and then you would want to go over it with this would be your top layer, those gold ones there. So just like that, you can see how easy that was to weed. This is just another project that you guys can make with your Cricut Joy. You can still do this with your Cricut Maker, your Cricut Explorer models, as well as your silhouettes. So here's our pink layer here. So you're going to pop this layer first and then this one. Now I want to show you guys a trick today, because you can use your transfer tape, load this one first, or and then come back with this one, or you can use some parchment paper. We're going to do a little trick here with this. So we're going to pick this up first and get this parchment paper underneath here, if I can make up my mind. All right, so the very first layer, I almost messed that up. You want to go in with your top layer first. So you want to pick up your top layer first. So you're going to do the complete opposite. If you're going to layer these all at one time, doing the trick I'm doing today, pick up your top layer first. Now, if you were going to be putting this on the mug without, you're going to do them separate, you would want to put your bottom layer first, then your top. So if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, you're going to go with your top layer first. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim off my excess, just like so. And then I'm going to get this piece just like that. There we go. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our squeegee tools here. And then I'm going to go ahead and start to rub this down really good. So I'm going to go ahead and rub this down just like that, smoothing everything down. All right, so this is just going to allow us to pick this up. We're going to flip it over. There we go. You can see how easy that was. And then now I'm going to bring this. So this is where I've got my parchment paper here. just to kind of help. So if any of this is going off, it's going to stick to this parchment and nowhere else. Now, what I could do is I could lay a piece of parchment in between so that way I can see and then stick a piece on the side here. And I'll show you guys that just to kind of help even further. So if you want to do the second parchment paper trick, what I'm going to do here is we are going to put this right on top. You guys can see through there. It's best if you guys use the parchment paper that's white so you guys can see, but as you can see here, the brown one you can see as well. All right, it has to be parchment because your vinyl will not stick to it. So now what I can do is I can set this on top of my parchment, and as you can see, I can move it around. It's not going to stick. So before I get too crazy and get it to stick somewhere I don't want it to, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line these up. See how I'm kind of lining those over my hearts? I can see that everything looks good. What I can now do is you see how I left like an overhang, a little overhang of this, this adhesive transfer here. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing it down here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this carefully and I'm going to remove this one here and then slowly lay this one down. So you guys can see how perfect that was. Now I can smooth everything out. I can go over these pieces here and just smooth everything in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub it again. This way I can adhere that pink layer to these gold ones. And as you guys can see how gorgeous this is coming out. Okay, looks good. So now what we're going to do before I actually peel this, I'm going to get our cup ready to go. So what I can do here is you want to remove any sort of oils or debris. Take yourself a clean cloth and really rub this guy down. This is going to ensure that this adhesive vinyl is going to adhere to this cup with no issues over time. And then what I can do here is I'm going to take my little squeegee here just so I can get the center. So what's really cool about these squeegees is that little middle piece here is it's going to hold this for me. So it becomes an amazing, it's just a multitasking tool. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this guy over and slowly peel, making sure everything's coming up. This one's wanting to be silly, so I'm going to go back and poke at it to get it to peel up paper. And that one's wanting to do the same, so we're just going to slow down there. All right, there we go. So now hopefully you guys can see the super duper awesome transfers of this. So adorable. I love it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully line these up. Try to stay nice and straight. Like so. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub one side. See how I'm kind of rolling my tumbler here on top of this? I'm going to roll it, getting this side down first. I'm going to come back and we're going to roll down this side. So what I need to do is I want to pop this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this one down first because I don't want it to obviously stick to the other side of this transfer. So I'm going to go ahead and start peeling this side here. And this is going to allow me to lay down my last pieces. See that? So we wrapped it all at one time. So now what I can do is slowly work my way all the way around. And as I do, I'll start to peel this up. So I'll just kind of do that all the way around this tumbler. These things are so easy to make and they're super duper trendy right now. So if you guys have not seen these, they are all over Instagram right now. And make sure if you guys are recreating these, we really want to see your guys' projects. You use the hashtag design bundles so we can check out your projects. All right. I'll go ahead and continue to rub this. As I'm going around, if I need to, I can go ahead and trim this, but I'm going to go ahead and just start to fold it over on itself and then just continue to rub all of these guys in here. Go ahead and continue to slowly go all the way around. And then we've got these last pieces right here. All right, here we go. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm just really pushing in on all of these to make sure they're good. But look how cute that gold is. Didn't that gold come out gorgeous? I'm trying to turn this so hopefully you guys can see it with the lighting. So I love the way that this one came out. I'll move these pieces so hopefully you guys have a better view. All right, there you go. So cute. Love the way this one came out. And then you can just use these. So if you just purchased the cups, super adorable, or insert the lid and straw to make it pop even further. So cute. Love the way that this came out. And I'll kind of pop this white here on the back so you guys can hopefully see that a little bit better. So there you guys have it. If you guys love this, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.